So we are already 5 days into this year's Festival of the Lost event, and if you've been playing it since its release on Tuesday, you would know that its launch was a complete disaster. So in this video, I wanted to go ahead and kind of give my first impressions or my thoughts and opinions about this event as somebody who has already completed and gilded their Ghostwriter seal. So for me personally, I actually always look forward to these Destiny 2 events. They spicing it up during the mid-season grind when there's really not too much going on, and I actually just like doing the triumphs associated for the seal and also chasing the new god roll weapon that comes around. However, this year was pretty different and not in a good way. So just like many of the people in the community, on Tuesday when the event went live, I could not actually transform any of my spectral pages into the manifested pages by completing these haunted lost sectors and killing the headless ones. That was a pretty big buzzkill for me and basically made the entire event unplayable for that time, which on a reset day right after the event was hyped up and we were shown awesome new cosmetics we could go acquire, and this happens, it just really doesn't look good for Bungie. So the really annoying thing there is you have to complete that quest Ava Levante gives you in order to unlock your event challenges and make progress towards your seals. So that was the first big issue I ran into that made this event feel like it wasn't playtested. I also ran into issues where basically the headless ones weren't spawning at the boss fight that dropped the orb you need in order to break the final boss's shield. So basically the entire activity was uncompletable, aka a waste of time. So for a lot of people, including myself, the day one experience of this event was absolutely horrible. It was basically being hard stuck at a quest step that wouldn't even allow you to access the event and start doing stuff, and also a gamble on whether or not you were going to get your loot after doing the new activity. And to kick people while they're down, basically the game was actually still using up your spectral pages even though it wasn't technically converting them into manifested pages. It was basically just auto deleting those things from your inventory, making you have to go re-earn them after Bungie actually patched it. So overall, I think that this year's festival event launched pretty badly, especially if you were affected by these bugs. If you're somebody who wasn't, it probably wasn't that big of a deal to you. However, it just really sucks to see this happen, especially since it's a copy and paste event from last year, literally nothing different about it. And that brings me to my next point, and that's that this event is literally the same exact thing we were doing last year. They didn't even go ahead and redecorate any of the other 24 lost sectors in the entire game, so that way we didn't get the same exact 4 from last year. I mean, I don't mean to sound like a hater, I really do love this game, but the lack of effort and playtesting that went into this event really just baffles me, and it happens way too frequently. Also, I see a lot of people ask about the haunted forest, and I think that's a really good question. I have no idea why Bungie would go ahead and take something like that out. I think it was a community favorite activity and something people look forward to during the event, and now that it's removed and it's just these lost sectors, overall, I'll just go ahead and say it, the event is pretty boring. I feel like after you do your 35 lost sectors you need in order to get the seal, and you've killed probably 300 to 400 headless ones, you pretty much get the gist of it and you just want to pack your stuff up and get the hell out of here. Which overall should be the total opposite. This event should be enticing people to play as much as possible for really good reasons, and they should just be really fun to do because overall, this activity comes around once a year for 3 weeks. Just let the people have fun. On a good note, however, the new Mecha Brace sniper rifle is actually pretty good and has some nice rolls to chase, so that's always nice to look forward to. And you can also go ahead and farm the old festival weapons from the previous years with the new search party origin trait on it, which is also pretty cool. And also Bungie showers you with loot from the chest at the end of these haunted sectors, which is really good. I'm glad they weren't too cheap this year with the rewards. I also think it was pretty smart for Bungie to give these weapons the search party origin trait, as it's pretty much the only unique thing about them. They pretty much lose out to any adept or perfectly crafted god roll weapons with enhanced perks, so this gives them a little bit more incentive to go farm for, especially the previous year's ones. Anyways, I wish there was more uses for these currencies you get during this event, because for somebody like me who's basically completed the entire book, spectral pages and manifested pages mean nothing to me anymore, and candy is kind of irrelevant because the rewards you get from those bags aren't particularly any good, so other than that, it's basically just the drops from the final chest. I just wish these currencies had a little bit more value. And also one thing I wish Bungie would go ahead and do is maybe make a little bit more simplistic triumphs in order to get the seals for these events, as some of them are kind of tedious and very annoying to complete with a group of randoms. So there's a triumph you need for the Ghostwriter seal that requires you to tag 15 headless ones in all 4 different lost sectors. and this can get kind of screwed up if your timing is off or you have some teammates that are trigger happy. Anyways, this isn't that big of a deal. I just wanted to mention it as I wish it was a little bit easier to do this one solo queuing. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed me rambling about this year's Festival of the Lost event. Anyways, I just hope that one of these days Bungie will go ahead and actually playtest one of their events before they go ahead and release it to the public. And also, I would like to see Tess Eververse have a little bit less in her inventory when it rolls around and a little bit more in the actual activity itself where players can go actually play and get it themselves. That's not me taking shots at Bungie, that's just me being honest with you guys, and that's what I really would like to see in the game. These issues happen way too often and they kind of just buzzkill my attitude, and overall, copy and pasting is just really not the way I want the game to go. Anyways, if you're still watching at this point, if you did enjoy this video, giving it a thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. Also, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this in the future, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one. Stay frosty.